Good morning, YouTube. It is Sunday, 2 days before the election. So get out there and vote. I'm gonna be out there voting on Tuesday. But anyways, this video is about last night, and how sometimes we may not want to do something, or we may speak things into existence, and things will always happen. The universe will always come out there, and words has power. So let me tell you what happened last night. Well, let me first recap. Yesterday, I did 7 hours with Grubhub, and I made $70 exactly. Well, no, I did $73, because I got a $3 tip. So anyways, I did 3 blocks yesterday, and from 2 to 4, then 5 to 8, and then 9 to 11. So that's what happened. So, I've been fussing about, I don't want to go downtown. I hope I don't go downtown. So my very last block, where did I go? Downtown. So I went down, I went downtown. I said, you know what? Let's just go downtown. I went to the neighborhood bar, which is in Virginia Highlands, down to the Marriott, and they had like a big convention, social workers convention of some sort. And I was like, so I went there, delivered the order, then I got summons or dinged or paged or dispatch, whatever the word I'm using, dispatch, at the same restaurant from the night before that I said I didn't want to go there because, it was unsafe, and I didn't want to go to pick it up. So I said, well, you know what? I'm only a half a mile from crazy ATL. I picked up some nachos and whatever else. And and then I looked at it and said, okay, I'm going to 14th Street. So I took the back way. I don't like going on the highways from downtown on 75 or whatever. So I tend to take the back streets. One is less congested. 2, for some strange reason, when you go on 75, 85, when you from downtown, other people drive plumb ass crazy. So I said, nope, I'm gonna take the back way. So I went there and pulled up. It was at an animals hospital. And first I drove on the side of the building because, it tells you turn here. And then I'm like, okay, it's dark. Everything's closed around there. And I was like, okay, I don't see anything. So I called the person on the phone. Well, what do you see? And I said, oh, Lord. See, the minute I saw on the app, tip cash, which they don't usually do. They're not going to give you no cash tip. They're going to put that down. They're going to give you a cash tip. But they don't. So he said, well, what do you see? I said, such and such an animal hospital. Now, already I could tell this was going to be something. Then I turned around. Whatever name, animal hospital. So he is in the front, standing there with his hands folded. No, his hands behind his back. And he's just standing there thinking that, I'm going to get out of my car and give him his food. So I said, are you so-and-so and so? Why are you playing games? Why are you playing games? I mean, really? Just simply tell me that, oh, no, it's the front of the building. I mean, really? If it's dark or whatever, who's to know if it's open or not? So I see him standing there, whatever. So I get up there, give him his little bag. Went on about my business. Then, of course, I didn't get a tip. So out of all the deliveries I did yesterday, he was the only one that didn't leave a tip. He didn't even say thank you. Just come get in the bag, got a little attitude. I didn't do squat to you. I mean, you should be glad that I picked up the food because number one, when I was dispatched that order was placed over an hour ago. And when I got to the restaurant, the food was just sitting there on the counter. You know, I could tell that thing was sitting there for a minute because the soda was hot. It was in a, they put the canned soda in the bag with the nachos and whatever else he had. And it was all tight in the bag. I was like, then the soda, one of the sodas, well, I ain't gonna say it, but anyway, he didn't get one of his sodas because it was in my car. So I called driver support. I told him he's gonna call him mad because I know he's gonna really be upset because he had his hands folded and get, hand behind his back, like looking like whatever. So the soda was in the car. It said, they probably note the account. I asked them, well, what consequence does it have? No, do they give you ratings? Now, Grubhub doesn't get ratings from customers. They don't get ratings like Uber Eats. They give you a rating and blah, 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 or whatever. But you are rated based on your acceptance rate, like how often you take orders, accept the orders. So that's what Grubhub whole thing is one, showing up on time on your schedule and doing your blocks of time. So if you sign up for a block, say 2 to 4, and you don't show up and you don't do it, then that becomes an issue with them. So you have to have somebody cover your shift, and they have like a calendar thing online that you could, I work, and you schedule your shifts that way. So anyway, let me tell you what happened. On my way home, I 78, which is Ponce de Leon, Stone Mountain Highway, right before I left out of the Atlanta line of that camp of Ponce de Leon, right before you get to, when you cross over to DeKalb County line, it was a big major accident. It had 2 fire trucks, 2 ambulance, then it was more emergency vehicles coming still. So it was traffic. So we had to so everybody had to turn around and basically go around it. So I went around it, and then when I went to the corner and I went and seen the accident, I wish I had, I didn't have my camera or phone or anything on. I saw was 2 major cars, looked like they crashed straight into each other. You couldn't even recognize the cars, the vehicles. I think one was like a truck, and one was a car, and it may have been another vehicle involved. But whatever it was such a disaster to the point where I said, oh, there's no way no one could survive that, because it was that bad. You couldn't even. It wasn't a regular, just someone just crashing, accidents. I mean, it was like unrecognizable. I even think somebody even crashed along the side of the sidewalk into a tree. Now, this is a very dark area. It's 2 lanes going on each direction. It's like a curve, kind of like, and the speed limit is like 45, I think. But people drive that dang they drive like it's 65, 70. So I said, I started thinking, I said, you know what? By me complaining about not wanting to go downtown, or I hope I didn't go downtown, I said, pray I don't go downtown, and then I got summons to go downtown. Now, if I had followed my own thought of mine and said, I'm going home, I'm not going down there to pick up no food on Cortlandt Street, I don't want to go down to the hotel. If I had went straight home as I said I was going to do, that could have been me in that fiasco. that really could have been me. So sometimes we may not want to do something, or we may pray about, oh no, I don't want to, I hope I don't go down there. I hope I don't do this. And it takes you somewhere where you don't want to go. God is protecting you from that accident that you may have avoided, or you may have missed. So we don't know where we're going to be guided to at times. We don't know who God brings in our paths when they come into our car. We may not know what food we may be delivering to somebody. So sometimes when I used to think, I don't want to get out of my car, I'm not getting out of my car, they lazy and that person may be in a wheelchair, that person may be blind, that person may not even never see anyone ever. They may not have that interaction with anybody. You may be that only person that may be able to reach out to that person and give them their dinner. I'm sorry for crying, but so I have to start being more grateful and not being so critical. Sometimes we may, when I did this Uber and Grubhub and Postmate gigs, I did it because I had lost my job, and I even said on December 5th of last year, I said, you know what, I'm going to give the IRS 10 years. 10 years to the day I was calling that office, and that's when they was basically telling me not straightforward, because everything with the government is always, union, you got to go through this procedure. That day, when that issue came up about someone called Congress and made complaints, I hung up on them and this and all that stuff, and I knew in my heart that it was time for me to move on. I sat there for months wanting to become a data analyst, wanting to learn a new skill set and learn something and move on, but I didn't do it. God was telling me all that time. He even gave me 6 months. 6 months from December the 5th, which was my 1-year anniversary of my 10 years at IRS. He gave me an extra 6 months to continue working until May 6th, and before I was let go. And gave me 6 months to plan and say, you know what? I didn't move quick enough. Or I didn't move when I was given the sign. I had prayed to God. I said, God, please give me a sign of what to do. And I didn't do it. So when the paperwork came and said you'll be removed from the service, you could appeal. I went through all this process to appeal and everything else. And then I came along and wallowed in my sorrows because other incidences happened as well, but I'm not going to get to in this video. Then I came across doing Uber, and I enjoyed doing Uber, and I met a lot of people in these 4 months. Even the people I meet online, I may never meet y'all face to face yet, but I was given that opportunity. Now I'm going to make another segment of this video because I'm still waiting for another ping, and I'm going to post this first video and continue on part 2. So let me make this first part, and then I'll do the second part. And please comment below. Bye.